Now guys, I'm no Picasso, but in this video, we're going to do some painting. Let's get into the details. Whoop. Guys, you probably reached that point in the hobby where you're probably wanting to personalise your car a little bit, make it look a little bit different rather than just the same generic look as you bought it out the box. Or perhaps you've actually broken your body and it's looking a little bit tired. Well, if that is the case, guys, either option, this is the video for you. I'm going to show you a step-by-step guide of the easiest way to fully paint and sticker your brand new body. Let's dive into it. Hey guys, so after a few months of wrenching, our OUTCAST is almost ready for bashing. And one thing that we did notice is the body was looking pretty tired. So we've got a brand new body. This one's from Motorsport UK. This is for the OUTCAST 6S. We're going to be using this as an example, guys. Nothing too fancy. We're probably going to be using 2 or maybe 3 colours. We don't know yet. But I'm going to show you a nice, quick and simple way of painting your body the right way so it's going to last. Now, the first thing you're going to need, guys, is some paint. So you have a whole variety of colours you can go for. We tend to like the core RC, and we're going to be going in this nice tangerine orange colour. So we tend to like to go with this for the OUTCAST. It stands out, looks really good at the skate park, and also it's something a little bit different. Now you could go with any colour you want, but guys, before you even think about painting, there's a couple of things that you've got to do. Guys, so step 1, you need to choose the right body. Of course, once you've picked the right body, then you can move on to the next step. And the next step is taking it out the packaging, making sure you look for any sharp edges or anything that's going to be a little bit rough, and just give them a little bit of a file off with a bit of sandpaper if it's a bit sharp, if you've got a pre-cut body, or maybe you haven't got a pre-cut body and you actually need to cut it out. If that is the case, guys, same principle applies. Just cut it out, make sure you get rid of all the sharp edges, and then we can move on to step 2. You guys, is preparing the body for paint. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do this, guys. One, you can use brake cleaner and give it a good old clean inside, brake and clutch cleaner. But what I've found, guys, is it does vary results. Sometimes it can actually destroy the polycarbonate material, making it go all cloudy and it sort of reacts. So, and to be honest, guys, brake cleaner is quite expensive. So rather than spend, say, $4 or $5 on a can of brake cleaner, why not use some just regular dish soap? You can probably pick it up for our American friends, probably about 69 cents, $1.50 maybe. UK, about 69p, probably even £1. So, and you can use it on multiple bodies. So nice, cheap, effective way of getting your RC body clean. So exactly what we're going to do with this. So let's give her a bath. Guys, so it is bath time for our OUTCAST body. Now, guys, there's something to consider. When you get yourself a bit of a sponge, you want one ideally with the rough sort of Scotch-Brite surface on one side and then smooth on the other. Why do I say that? Well, this is how I do my bodies. They do vary. Everyone's got different sort of methods of doing it, but I find that this tends to skip a step. So what I tend to do, smother all the inside with a little bit of dish soap. Give it a good clean using this area. Now, bear in mind, guys, this area is quite rough, so you don't want to be rubbing this on the windows if they're going clear. For that, you want to turn the sponge around and clean it with that area. This gives it some nice little micro scratches in the plastic that helps the paint to grip and bond nice and good. So little tip there. So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to completely cover the body in some dish soap. We've got our nice Maguire's warm water as well, guys. Got some warm water in there, helps to degrease it lovely, and we'll be back in a minute. Let's do this. Whoop. Guys, we've got our body all nice and clean. So, guys, what's the next step? So the next step is to let it dry. You've got to let it dry a bit. Or alternatively, guys, if you're a little bit impatient and you just want to get that first coat of paint on and start prepping it, get yourself some lint-free paper towel. has to be lint free because you don't want any deposits or fluff left over on the body. Tend to use a high quality one, but alternatively guys, if you want to try and keep costs low, give it a bit of a shake to get rid of any excess water and stick it in the sun, body down on a nice clean surface, and then it will dry naturally. You'll be quite surprised how quickly these bodies dry in the sun. Then we'll go over to the next step. Just another thing to mention, when the body is wet, if you do choose to use a little bit of lint-free paper towel, just bear in mind this is polycarbonate, so as you're rubbing it, it puts a static charge on the body, which in effect makes anything and everything cling to it because of the static. So be very, very careful when you're doing that, making sure that all the surrounding area is nice and clean, or you may have to repeat the washing process. But guys, our body now is all nice, clean and dry. We're going to move on to the next step. Let's do this. Now it's time for the fun bit. So guys, we're going to be using 3 paints on this body. Typically guys, what we're going to do with this one, we're going to leave the windows clear because we tend to like the windows clear on the OUTCAST. Looks quite good, so we're going to need to mask them up. Now typically guys, with your body, you should get some stickers. And you also will get a masking sheet. Now these masking sheets are pre-cut out, which is really convenient, which you can put on the inside of the body. You can stick them there and then paint it, peel them off, keeps the windows nice and clear. But guys, we aren't going to need this because on this particular body, we're also going to be painting the flatbed in black. We're also going to be painting the door handles in black as well. So typically you could use some masking tape, but it's a bit of a faff. It's another thing you've got to buy. And also guys, it's a bit hit and miss. Sometimes when you put the masking tape on,
bruh, you can't show some class?
Inside the body, it can sometimes bleed the paint through, which ends up making a bit of a mess and it doesn't really look aesthetically pleasing. So guys, what we're going to do, we're going to go for some liquid mask by Bitty Designs. Now guys, this is a big bottle. This is going to last you for a long while. Just follow the instructions on the back of how to store it, and this should last you a little time. So what we're going to do guys, we're going to flip the body over and we're going to apply this by brush. You can do it, just do multiple layers of coats, and then after that guys, what we're going to do is we're going to cut out very lightly a section of the mask where the flatbed goes, peel that away, paint that black, paint the door handles black, and then we'll follow up with another colour. As a rule of thumb guys, you always want to try and paint your dark colours first. This is because you don't want any of the mixing of the lighter colours bleeding through to the dark and vice versa. So it's always a good rule of thumb just to paint all of your dark colours first. Right guys, let's start putting on some liquid mask onto the body, and we'll be back in a sec. Let's go. This is going to be fun. Looking forward to see the result on this one. Yes guys, now after leaving it to dry, this is the overall result of using the Bitty Design liquid mask. Now typically guys, something I forgot to mention is it is a good idea if you have got the facilities to be able to put this in a spray applicator or a little airbrush or something of that nature. You get a nice even coat. But in all fairness guys, you don't really need to spray it on. You can just paint it on. Now you will see in areas where it has gone darker, it will puddle a little bit, but that's not necessarily a bad thing because you're going to be it's going to be dry. It's going to take a little bit longer to dry, but it's going to be quite thick, which through the removal process is going to help out with having that thicker area to be able to peel it all the way back of the area that you want to remove the mask from. Typically guys, I probably reckon about 3 or 4 coats should do the job nicely. If you can, you could leave it maybe 24 hours to dry, or just stick it in the sunshine and it should help the curing process a little bit quicker. So with that all masked up, ready to go. What's the next step? Let's get into it. So for the next step, you need a Sharpie or a permanent marker pen. What do you need a permanent marker pen for? Well, this is a good opportunity now, folks, to mark out any details that you want to particularly paint, or areas where you want to remove the mask from, just to highlight some areas where you particularly need paint or anything of that nature. So what we're going to do, guys, is we want to make sure that we can retain the window frame. So by drawing on the outside of the body, we flip it over, we'll be able to see it from the inside. Now don't forget, folks, we have got a protective film on the forward facing front, the front that you're going to be sort of seeing, which then when you peel it back leaves a nice glossy finish and will really make that paint pop that you painted on the inside. So by putting some permanent marker pen on that, gives you a good little marker to be able to find out where particular areas you want painting and where not to paint. So what we're going to do, folks, is we're going to be marking out our flatbed. We're going to be going from that line all the way down there. We're going to be following the frame all the way down there, and down there. And then when we flip it over, we'll know where to cut the mask. Simple, nice and easy. And you could, if you wanted to, guys, draw some patterns on here, cut it from the outside and maybe put a different color on, but that will probably be for another video. We're going to keep it nice and simple on this body. And there we have it, folks. So all marked out. We've marked out our windows. We've marked out all the door handles as well, the back window, and lastly, the rear flatbed. So what we can do now, folks, is we flip it over. We can clearly see where to cut from the inside. So the next step now, guys, is to make a little tiny incision just through the liquid mask, going all the way round, taking your time on this, cutting it all the way up, and then peeling it back, which then will expose the area where you need to paint. Any overspray gets on the liquid mask and that can be removed later. Guys, we finally marked around all of the edging that we want to remove the liquid mask off the body, and for that you need to use a hobby knife. Typically you can find these in your local hardware store or perhaps any automotive store, but if you're doing this you need to be accompanied by an adult if you're underage. Right, so what you do with that, guys, you just make a small, very tiny score. You're not going to dig deep. Just literally just drag the blade all around the marked area. And then what you do, use a blunt instrument, even something like the back of the blade, just to flick up the liquid mask. And then what you can do, guys, from there is very carefully take your time and peel the section away, which then exposes the area that you want to paint. And as you can see, guys, this is lovely and thick, makes it nice and easy to remove. So hence why it's always a good idea to do about 4 to 5 coats of the liquid mask on the body, and then it helps the removal process be a little bit easier. Now, guys, if you haven't gone all the way through like this area, just very carefully go back over it with the blade, scoring it, and then take your time and then remove it. We'll be back in a sec. We'll get this removed and then we can show you what the next step is. And there we have it, guys. The liquid mask has been removed from the area that we want to spray black. This is going to be on our flatbed, on our OUTCAST body, and all the edges have been all nicely cut straight and prepped. So guys, take your time on the corners. Sometimes you have like a little bit like that, like you see a little bit of liquid mask there. Just very carefully go over with the blade, give that a little bit of a trim off, flick that off, and then you should be ready to put on your first coat of paint. So now for the fun bit. Let's get a first light coat of paint put on this body. What's going on here then? Well, we've got a box. Well, guys, I'm painting inside for demonstration purposes. So I've made myself a little spray booth. Could be typically an old cardboard box or something like that. We're at the shop. It's a well-ventilated area, quite dusty and dry outside at present. So I don't want to have any particles on the paint. So for demonstration purposes, we thought we'll do it inside. Windows are open, be all good. Right. Guys, so for this area, we're going to be doing it in black. Now, we tend to use Core RC. We like these paints. They flow really good, but typically you want to use a paint that is good to be used and bonded on polycarbonate. You could use an automotive paint, something like Hammerite maybe, or a matte paint, but what tends to happen is, guys, your first crash, it flakes off and then it's just ruined your body and it's a right hassle and mess. So best to stick to the original paints that are specifically designed for polycarbonate body. So guys, good thing to do is give it a good shake. Shake it up for at least about 3-4 minutes. Get all that paint mixed up really good. As another tip, what you could do is just place it in boiling hot water up to about that level. Again, if you're underage, get an adult to help you with that, and it helps the paint to flow a bit better as it will be a little bit thinner and easy to spray. So guys, what we're going to do, we're going to apply our first coat. Now, we just want to go very, very light on this first coat, guys. We don't want to go too heavy. We just want to literally give it a bit of a dusting. So what we're going to do, guys, we'll place it in there, shake it up, and we're just going to go very lightly. And there we have it. That is our first coat. We're going to leave that to dry to a tack, and then we'll follow it up with a second coat. Here we go. Now guys, we're on our second coat. So we've done our second coat already. We've done the door handles and we've also done the flatbed. How do you know how many coats to put on? Well, simple, easy way of finding out, guys. Find yourself a torch or even put the body up towards the sunlight. We're going to use a torch, put the body over the torch and have a look to see if you can see the light through. Now we can see the light, guys. It's not that dark, and they're definitely going to need to follow it up with another 2 or 3 coats. So it's a nice, quick, easy way of finding out how many coats you need to put on your body. But it's building up nicely, making some good, steady progress. Nice. We finally finished all of our black painting on our OUTCAST body. Now let's go in for a closer inspection. I think, guys, what we did is we used 5 coats in total. So you can see the door handles are done. Lovely, nice, nice, nice. And the body for the bed as well is all done and painted. Now, proof's in the pudding. Do we need to do a couple more coats? Let's get our torch again. Put the body over the light. And look at that, guys. See, you can't really see the light through it. That means we have done a good job. Probably another follow-up coat isn't going to be needed. So we're going to leave it there, guys. And we're going to go on to the next step. And we're going to start cutting around the liquid mask around the windows, leaving that on and removing it from the other body. Because, guys, we're going to add a little bit of colour in the mix now with our tangerine orange. We're getting ever closer to getting this body done. Same principle applies, guys, that we use with the black paint. Give it a good shake up, 2-3 minutes. If you are in a cold climate, stick it in a bit of hot water, helps the paint thin out and helps it to flow a little bit nicer. And then your first coat, guys, you want to go nice and thin on the body. just a light dusting, just to add a bit of a foundation to the body, and then follow it up with a few more coats. Right, we're close to getting this done. Then after this painting, guys, it's sticker time. Yeah, woo! Yes, guys, and there we have it. What a beautiful body. It's just not picking up on the camera, but there is a lovely little pearlescent fleck in this paint, really enhancing it and making it look better than the original colour. We've got a little bit of cleaning up left to do, guys, but in all, very impressed with the overall result on this one. This is our OUTCAST build, guys. We've got a lot more wrenching to do on this, so stay tuned and you'll probably see this at a skate park very, very soon. So guys, that is basically just a quick little step-by-step guide of how we paint our RC bodies. So hopefully this video will help if you're looking to paint your own RC body, looking to do something a little bit different, or perhaps you finally want to do a custom colour on a clear shell and you lack a little bit of confidence to do it. Well, this video is to say, yes, you can. You can do it, and you can do it on a budget too. Guys, we've got so much planned left in this year. Summer's coming, the UK weather's warming up, so that means more antics for longer. So guys, remember to stay tuned, like, share, subscribe, smash that bell notification, guys, so when we do an upload, you'll be notified. And guys, always remember, you folk know the drill by now. If you weren't having fun, you guessed it, you're doing it wrong. Catch you in the next one. Whoop!